I wasn't actually at this rehearsal. Well, I wasn't meant to be at this rehearsal, but I was in the area anyway because I was talking to someone, and that finished earlier than the others finished, so I just went to join them and watch their rehearsal. And it turned out really well because I came at the exact moment that two people were rehearsing a carry for the first time. So naturally that's not going to go too well because, you know, they don't exactly know what to do when they're still a little bit awkward, and, you know, it just they weren't quite prepared for it. And it was like 5 minutes after I walked in that someone dropped another person, which was incredibly entertaining. So I do feel kind of bad that it, you know, happened, but at the same time it was incredibly funny. And don't get me wrong, they definitely managed to lift her multiple times well, but it just so happened that there were 1 or 2 times that they full on dropped her, which were very entertaining. But that's the kind of thing also I love, is that even when I'm not in the scene or needed for the rehearsal, it's still fun to just be there, because I just love being a part of it, and I love the cast, like I've said 100 times over, and it's just brilliant. I just love it. Okay, so today we had 2 rehearsals. We had one at lunch and one at the end of the day. And the one at lunch went only for about halfway through lunch, but because of everything that had happened the day before, they all insisted on I don't know how it happened exactly. One cast member decided to just carry me, and I was like, cool, I can deal with this. And then she was saying like, oh, you're so light, which I'm not, but okay. And then everyone just passed me around pretty much and tried to lift me, which was very funny because, including the person who dropped the other person yesterday, everyone could carry me. And so this other girl was like, excuse you. But I think it was just practice, honestly, anyway. And then the rehearsal only went for about half of the time it was expected to be. And so we could have all gone out and done our own thing. But everyone just decided to stay, and we just spent the rest of lunch chatting and hanging out. And it was just like a really nice group of people who we all share, obviously, a common interest. And I was so happy. You know how sometimes you just have a moment of extreme happiness and you're just like, yes, you just kind of zone out of what's happening, and you're like, this is it, this is happiness. And that's how I felt. I really felt like, yes, I like being here. This is fun, this is enjoyable. So anyway, then we had a night rehearsal, and that night I had this one line, which is not such a funny line. It's not meant to be a funny line, but it's very dramatic to me. Okay, so earlier in the script, someone says, I've lost this boot, blah, blah, blah. Then later, someone says, did you find the boot? And I say, I did not. Sorry, he did not. I suppose it's gone forever. And it just feels so dramatic to be like, I suppose it's gone forever. And I just could not say the line with a straight face, which obviously got annoying. And again, side note, considering it's been now 2 months, maybe a bit less, I still struggle. Yesterday was the first time I got through the line without laughing, because it's just such a stupid line. It's not even funny, it's just stupid. So first of all, lunchtime. We didn't have a rehearsal or anything, but I was with one friend and another person from the cast, and we kind of were just standing in a relatively communal area, and we were just chatting. And slowly more and more people from the cast walked past and would join in. And by the end of it, I reckon we had about maybe 2/3 of the cast all just spending lunch together, completely by coincidence. But we all just, when we see each other, we just stay together, and it's brilliant. And I just love the atmosphere of it. And then that night we had a rehearsal that went for 4 or 5 hours. It went for a while, and it wasn't even a rehearsal, it was just costume measurements. And so that's obviously slow. So first of all, I only wear one costume, and I tried on I think about 8 or 9 by the end of it. But also because there was so much free time that we weren't doing something, or even while we were in the middle of trying on costumes but something needed to be altered or whatever, we'd just chat and hang out, and it was pretty much just 4 or 5 hours of us just hanging out. And I just love that everyone's so comfortable with each other, and so, it's almost like we're immediately friends, even though, some of us didn't even know each other before it started on end of May, and yet 1.5 months later, everyone's best friends, which I love. I love it so much. I also love that we can just start up a conversation when we see each other in the halls and whatever. I just love it. I really, really love it. Okay, this is gonna be super fast because I have to go in like 2 minutes and I need to get changed still. Today at rehearsal, it was the theme of green. I don't own much green. This was the most green shade of blue I owned, so I went with it. It was really fun. We did a sort of speed read, which you will see in my August recap kind of thing, where at one point I had like 5 paragraphs in a row that were hardly broken up, and when you're saying that really fast, you run out of breath and you laugh a lot and you can barely breathe and you kind of get tears in your eyes from laughing and not being able to breathe, and it's really fun and intense. And those were the main points of today's rehearsal. It was really fun. I gotta go now because I really gotta get changed and get ready to go. Bye!